What's up, YouTube? So, coming back to you guys with another post-workout review. As you can see, I got a haircut. Um, it just looks like I'm breaking out on my head. Looks strange. So anyway, today was a really weird day for me. Excuse me. Uh, Out of like all of the days that I've gone to the gym or thought about going to the gym and didn't go to the gym, whether I went to the gym or not, whether I went to the gym or not, today was by far the hardest day for me to get into the gym. So I did go, but even though I went, deciding to go was a harder battle than I've ever previously had to go through with myself, even if those results ended up in me not going. Does that make sense? So out of all the times that I didn't go, and out of all the times that I did, the struggle to get there in my mind was nothing compared to what I went through today. And the difference was that instead of going to the gym like I normally do, knowing that, like with my goal of getting in shape and knowing that I need to go, today wasn't like that. Today was like, I need to go because I need to go. Does that make sense? Like, have you ever been in a situation where right up until a specific moment in time, you exist in that moment, but then something happens, and then you're like, I just need to leave. Like, I need to get out of the situation. Like, screw everything that I care about. Screw what's going on in my environment. Like, I just need to get out of... I need to escape this moment in time. And that's what the gym was for me. I was just like, I need to go. And that sounds really simple. But the thing is like, I had to jump. It was like a game of Maze Runner in my mind, or Temple Run, or whatever it's called, where in your head you're just running, and then you're like dodging these obstacles. Like, oh, you should drink. Oh, gotta jump over that hurdle. Oh, you should smoke. Oh, you gotta jump over that hurdle. You know, you should play video games. Jump over that hurdle. You know, eat food. Like, do something to take your mind off of it. And I just knew like none of that stuff was going to make me feel any better, and I just needed to go in the gym and just like let out that 1% that's just dark. But getting there was hard. It was a really beneficial day in regard to numbers. I was on the treadmill for like the elliptical for like 45 minutes, just like in the zone, trying to get out of my head and make sense of stuff. Which is a huge improvement. Being emotionally driven in the gym is something that I guess I need to work on, because it yielded fantastic results. Went to the bench press, and let's see, 45 on both sides and 35 on both sides is 70 and 90. That's 160. So I cranked out like 15 reps of 160, and 160 is like my max workout weight, and I just kept cranking them out, you know, like I just need to keep doing more reps so that I can just not exist in that moment that I experienced earlier. And I did like a lot of different combinations of weights that I'm not familiar with. It was just me using the machine outside of its regular purpose. And so I can't really speak to what it was that I was doing there, but I was just doing whatever I could, basically just to blow out my arms. Purple's my favorite color, and then pink. Pink or purple, it really depends. Green's another good one too. I really like green. Pink, purple, green. So, I did a weigh-in, and my weight was basically the same. It was like 311, which tells me that I'm building muscle instead of losing weight. When I'm losing weight, the muscle is or the fat is being replaced by muscle. Fat's not turning into muscle. That's not a thing, guys. Don't think that. That's like saying water can turn into rocks. That is not a fact of our universe. Because fat is, I think, subcutaneous adipose tissue. Or maybe it's just adipose tissue. I don't know the scientific term for it, but they don't. It's like saying your heart can become your liver. That's not a thing. Your heart's a muscle, and it's also an organ. I don't know. I'm not going to get into it. You guys can do your own research. Fat doesn't turn into muscle. It's not a thing. It can be replaced, but not turned into. That's why when people lose weight, you see like their skin just hanging off of them like Droopy Dog from, what is that, Looney Tunes? I'm showing my age here. They look like a Shar-Pei, like those dogs that have really loose skin. And that didn't happen because the fat turned into muscle. Otherwise, their skin wouldn't be hanging off of them. That's not how that works. So, anyway, I listened to a lot of really good motivational stuff today. Most of the same information as before. One of the things that really hit a note with me was there was I forgot who the speaker was, but they basically said, trying to figure, if you don't know what you want in life, trying to figure it out. You can't figure out what you want before you discover who you are. And that hit me like a truck. I'm like, oh my goodness, well, who am I? Like I'm not the sum of ones and zeros and digital information. Like, oh, I'm gonna sound like super high talking about this. TLDR, the short version, is basically pretend you're on a stage and you're expected to play a character, like Romeo or Juliet, one of those two characters, boy or girl or whomever, and the only thing that the script says about your character is that it says, you are Romeo, or you're Juliet. And then you go up to the director, who, in this metaphor, I guess, could be somebody in your consciousness or subconsciousness. Like, who am I? Just throw a question out there to the universe. You're Romeo. Why are you asking me that question? It says right there. But if you're trying to put on a play, and the concept of a play is to have everything acted out to the smallest detail, well, that reality doesn't actually exist because it's just a play. You can't necessarily be the person that play wants you to be. You have to figure it out on your own, which is why the script is blank. So how could you want anything without knowing who you are? How could you go out and, if you want to be Romeo, well, then you have to go out and find out what it is that makes Romeo Romeo, or Juliet Juliet. How can you be yourself if you don't know who that person is? And so once I figure out what it is that I want, something that'll make me happy, that means that I've also figured out who I am. And it kind of goes back to what I was thinking about with, what was I saying? Trying to figure out what it is that you want, and doing, like, just going out there and exploring, like, figuring out what, like, if you don't know what it is that you want, figure out what you don't want, because at least then you have a list of stuff that you don't want, and eventually it'll start to, take shape. This is supposed to be like a stick figure with little legs and then the arms and like the heads up here, and like a silhouette will start to develop of what it is that you want to be or what it is that you want to do. And for me, like, I know that I want to get in shape, which is why I'm doing this, coming full circle here. And getting in shape and being healthy and physically fit are things that I know that I want. I want to live longer, I want to be happier, and I know that being physically fit and in shape is going to change me up here, and then it's also going to change this right here. Well, and my heart, but my metaphorical heart and my physical heart. But I was also trying to point out that I'm also overweight. A lot going on in just this gesture. So anyway, so that's one of the things. Another thing is, like, I want a career. And it's like, well, what can I see myself doing the rest of my life? And all of this comes full circle by figuring out who it is that you want to be, and then realizing, like, nobody's going to answer those questions for you except you. At the end of the day, nobody cares, because they're off doing the things that make them Romeo or make them Juliet. Joe Schmo or Jane Doe. And so the gym was a very interesting experience for me today, and while it was beneficial, it was also exactly what I needed in a way that I've never needed the gym before. So I think that's a good psychological association to develop for the purposes of changing your paradigm when it comes to the gym. How you view and psychologically associate with the gym, I think is very important. So I didn't mean to get too deep on you guys. I don't know if you can tell that I've had like a super emotional day, but yeah, that's just starting. It's not even 2 o'clock yet. So I'm going to upload this. I appreciate you guys watching, all of your support. Like, comment, subscribe. And if somebody wants to post, this is the supporting circumstances of why fat can't turn into muscle, I think that would be a good conversation for the community to have. Because knowledge is power. So, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next workout. Peace.